This is GameSHOUT Radio, the #1 talk game station in the world. Visit GameSHOUT.com for more info. GameSHOUT. GameSHOUT. And now, it's time for the award-winning PC Game Reviews by GameSHOUT. The GameSHOUT PC Game Reviews.
Try it before you buy it. Now, as Stubbs, you can play as a zombie and give those unpleasant, violent humans a little piece of your mind, or at least eat a little bit of theirs. You get to destroy an entire city built with Bungie's Halo engine. You get to use zombie strength to smash down doors and maul a wide variety of citizens and armed defenders. You also spread zombie love by eating the brains of your enemies and adding them to your own personal zombie horde. You also get to possess unsuspecting humans and use their weapons against them and their friends. Yeah, and you can use your body as a weapon. It's kind of cool. You get to throw explosive gut grenades and zombie sputum and, oh, gross, a severed hand that can crawl in tight places and possess the living beings. Yep, it's... Oh, and that's right, you got a head that doubles as a bowling ball. So, if you wanted to check out Stubbs the Zombie, well, now's the time. Check it out on your PC in the demo sections of your favorite demo download location. Oh, and there's a couple of other things that were going on. Let's jump into this news on Quake Wars Enemy Territory. See, they've been very, very quiet about the project, but Activision, they finally released, or really lifted the veil of silence. They've announced the full title of the game. It's Quake Wars Enemy Territory. It's being developed by Splash Damage, and the game continues their history of great enemy territory games. Splash Damage also developed the mod for Wolfenstein, however you want to pronounce it, tomato. Now, they're really going after the Battlefield 2 gamers. They've got them in their sights with Enemy Territory. It's a massively multiplayer game, reported to have maps that are even larger than DICE's offerings, and it's further reported not to be an expansion pack, but a full retail game. Yeah, that does sound like a lot of fun. Looking forward to jumping back into some of those. But before we go too much further, let's jump into TrickNeal's preview. Oh, wait a minute. Excuse me. SexyJosh's preview of GT Legends. I'm jumping to you, buddy. Let's rock and roll.
Now, a while back we reviewed a game, one of the racing games from new developer Simbin and publisher Tentacle Studios, a game that just pretty much blew me away. It was one of the greatest racing games of all time. And now that Simbin's come back with yet another game. They're coming out with one called GT Legends, where you're going to be returning to the days of thunder. See, the golden age of motorsports has returned. You're going to be able to experience one of the world's most exciting racing series in GT Legends. It's going to include the legendary touring cars of the 60s and the 70s. You're going to get the chance to collect more than 90 original FIA GTC TC Team cars, vehicles, and demonstrate your driving skills on real European racetracks. Now the cool thing is there's going to be like over 25 variations of real tracks like Imola, Monza, Donington, and Mondello Park. So you're not just racing on 4 tracks. Well, you're pretty much racing on 4 tracks, but they're going to be different sections of the tracks, mix-ups of the tracks. So there's going to be like a different variation of all the tracks going on here. Similar to GT Legends predecessor, you're going to have 5 difficulty levels, ranging from easy beginner mode to the ultra-realistic simulation mode. Now, one of the main differences between GT Legends, excuse me, GT Legends and its predecessor is the fact that there's going to be a career mode, and in this career mode, there's going to be cars that you're going to be able to unlock. Now, this is a lot different than GTR, GTR FIA GT Racing, which is GT Legends' predecessor. The fact that you have to unlock cars in this game is gonna be a different twist to the last one, because in the last one you had all the cars right off the bat, all right in front of you for you to play. But in this one, it's gonna be more of an actual career kind of arcade mode, where you're going to be unlocking all the cars as you go, as you win challenges and numerous cups in the different tournaments you're going to be racing in. Now, graphically, this game looks beautiful. It's cutting-edge technology, enabling spectacular special effects and dynamic day and night cycles that definitely immerse you into the game. It's one of those graphical geniuses that you're looking at a car and you can actually you can look at a real life car and these cars next to it, and they're just like, whoa. It's that much detail put in these cars, not only on the outside but on the inside as well. As you're driving the cars, you get the inside driver's view of your hand, turning the wheel, and all of it's been meticulously detailed to be specific for each car. I mean, like, you have a Mini Cooper you get to drive around, and the inside looks just like the Mini Cooper. On top of that, they've gone all out with the sounds of the cars. Again, these guys, considering since these guys were mod makers before they started doing this, they know how to make a racing game. They know what they want in a racing game because they played racing games for years before this. So they know what needs to go in this game. So when it comes to the sounds and the graphics, they get really meticulous in the details here with Simbin. So I have to say that this game's shaping up and looking to be like it's going to be a killer game. It's going to be released on February 6th, 2006. It's going to include multiplayer, which isn't going to be you're going to have 15 opponents online, not as many as in GTR, but still it's going to make, well, considering since the graphics are higher in this game, it's still going to make for a pretty decent and killer game. So we're going to take a quick break here and come on back. Stay tuned. We got more coming up on GameSHOUT Radio.
Hey, I'm Soulrift, and you're listening to GameSHOUT Radio. Sure, Captain Maverick brings you the wacky news from around the world, but where else are you going to keep up with everything out of this world? Right here on Sci-Fi Tuesday, that's where. Jadri and I will bring you the latest in science fiction and science fact. Want to know what's up with NASA? Wondering about the next season of sci-fi shows? Interested in the latest advancements in cloning? Then you've got to join me, Soulrift, every Tuesday at 9 p.m. only on GameSHOUT Radio.
Welcome back to GameSHOUT Radio. This is Captain Maverick, and you're listening to the PC Playground. Well, we just heard a really very cool preview of GT Legends. I'm looking forward to that racing game, but my preference is flying. Check out Flight Simulator 10.
Orbit 0 Mike Sierra, you are 65 miles southwest, turn right, heading 070, descend and maintain 15,000. Expect vector as visual.
I have been a fan of Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator, for more than 20 years, and it just keeps getting better and better. Now, this is actually a flight simulator that the FAA allows up to 12 hours of simulator time each month to be logged in your pilot's logbook. I know that because, of course, well, I'm a private pilot. Now, excuse me, before I fly any unfamiliar areas, you know what I do? I go to my flight simulator. I fly that area before I'm going to go into that in with my actual aircraft. All right, I don't want to fly into any area that's unfamiliar. Now, unfortunately, over these 20-plus years, Microsoft Flight Simulator has been kind of seeing a falling away of all but the most devoted fans. Well, to combat this exodus, Microsoft is putting quite a bit more bang for the buck into this new title. There's even more to love. To start out with, Flight Sim is reported to have more graphic detail using all the features of DirectX 10 is going to have to offer. It's going to take advantage of the next operating system, Microsoft Vista. The improvements are going to include cars and trucks on the roadways, AI support vehicles at the airports. This is a huge jump from the last Flight Sim installment, Century of Flight. Now add this to a completely realistic lighting effects, lush green foliage that you can just literally reach out and touch, smooth transitions from area to area so that your view appears to be very real and completely unobstructed. Of course, then again, you can also change the weather to limit your view if you wish. Oh, it's very, very cool. Microsoft, they got very real with Flight Sim 10, and even down to the rivets in the planes. And using 5.1 surround sound, it does make the roar of the engine more realistic. Now, each of the engine sounds also is going to be different and distinct. We've heard and seen this in the past, but I like to fly the helicopters. Now, unlike some, I use full realistic settings for my flight. It allows for the player, the pilot in training really, to actually experience what is really involved in truly flying a helicopter. Now, this is no Battlefield 2 helicopter, okay? This chopper uses all the realistic forces. You've got the torque working against you, and it's not easy to fly. You just can't jump in and fly it. But I think it gets more real than Century of Flight. It's going to be a wow. You know, they're taking a true classic. They are creating a true classic here. Now, as is with the case with all the previous Flight Sim titles, you can fly around the world, but in this new world, it takes on a life of its own. I told you about the cars and trucks and the AI vehicles at the airports, but there's even more. Try flying around the Alaskan wilderness, looking down, seeing herds of caribou moving, okay? I mean, this is just so cool. It's a living world, and you get to fly over it and actually see it. There are 24,000 airports. All of the same past aircrafts are going to be available in the next installment, but we're also going to have a new glider, a Havilland Beaver, Grumman Goose seaplanes, and of course you got some new passenger planes. There's the 737 800 and the Airbus A321. Look, it's always a thrill to have a stick of one of these big bad boys. And imagine flying your aircraft, your 737 800. And maybe you want to, do a corkscrew. Dive that thing right into the ground. Go for it, man. It's a lot of fun. But if you're a pilot, overall, this is going to be an amazing journey. And I think there are going to be more and more people joining the Friendly Skies. I can't wait to fly with you guys online. It is going to be awesome. And the online is what really keeps this simulator going. It's the online stuff. So, yeah, Flight Sim 10, it is definitely one that we want to keep on our list. And I'm looking forward to, hopefully, we've put our request in for the demo. And no Orifan, that is actually going to use DirectX 10, not DirectX 9. That's right, DirectX 10. So, we've seen a couple of good pieces here. Preview of GT Legends and a preview of Microsoft Flight Sim 10. But we got more to go. When we get back, we're going to do some more, like RF Online and Hammer and Sickle. I've also got some more news for you. Yep, PC Playground. You're only going to get this kind of fun on GameSHOUT Radio. Now, we're going to be right back with a lot more right after this.
This is GameSHOUT Radio, the #1 talk game station in the world. Visit GameSHOUT.com for more info. GameSHOUT. GameSHOUT.